News Channel 15. You're watching News Channel 15 Tonight with Eli Grimes. This is News Channel 15 Tonight.
Hi, good evening and welcome into News Channel 15. I'm Eli Grimes. Let's take a look at tonight's news. The Illinois State Police announced that a suspect has been arrested in Tuesday's double homicide in the city of Olney. Dylan M. Jones, 25 of Olney, was booked into the Richland County Jail at 11:34 p.m. Tuesday night on two preliminary counts of first-degree murder. On July 7th at approximately 3:11 p.m., officers responded to two homes in the 400 block of East Monroe Street in Olney. Officers found two deceased individuals in separate homes, 52-year-old John D. Jones Jr. and 73-year-old Deborah J. Jones. The relationship between the suspect and the victims has not been confirmed at this time. Illinois State Police detectives are still investigating that case. In other news, testimony got underway Wednesday in Wabash County Circuit Court in the trial of 28-year-old Hunter Ingram of Mount Carmel, who is charged with criminal sexual assault and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. Ingram has pleaded not guilty to charges stemming from an alleged incident on November 17th of 2024 at a residence in the 600 block of West 6th Street in Mount Carmel. He has remained in the Wabash County Jail since his arrest. A jury was selected Monday, although one juror failed to appear Wednesday morning and was replaced by one of two alternate jurors before opening statements began. According to court records, prosecutors allege Ingram engaged in sexual intercourse with the alleged victim without her consent. The aggravated criminal sexual abuse charge alleges Ingram was at least 5 years older than the alleged victim, who was between the ages of 13 and 17 at the time. During opening statements, Wabash County State's Attorney Kelly Storkman told jurors the case is about, quote, what can go wrong with when teens experiment with alcohol, end quote. Storkman told jurors during opening statements that DNA testing is expected to show one condom contained DNA from both Ingram and the alleged victim, while the second contained DNA from Ingram and another individual. Defense attorney Roger White urged jurors to keep an open mind and not rush to judgment while hearing the evidence. White also told jurors Ingram is expected to testify in his own defense. The state's first witness was Illinois State Police crime scene investigator Jacob Doris, who testified about processing a Quonset hut at 606 West 6th Street that prosecutors said Ingram used as a workshop and gathering place for friends. Doris testified he took 127 photographs of the scene, all of which were admitted into evidence. He also told jurors investigators recovered two used condoms from a trash can and a pair of women's underwear. The alleged victim's father testified he became concerned after his daughter failed to return home in time for church after reportedly spending the night with a friend. He told jurors he found his daughter unconscious in bed with Ingram at the West 6th Street property. After waking his daughter, he testified he punched Ingram several times after discovering him in bed with his half-nude 16-year-old daughter. The alleged victim also testified Wednesday morning. She said she had known Ingram for years because he had been friends with one of her brothers and had visited the West 6th Street property on numerous occasions. She testified a group had been drinking alcohol the night of the alleged incident, but said she does not remember going into a bedroom with Ingram or having any sexual contact with him. She also testified she later underwent a sexual assault examination in the city of Evansville. Following the lunch recess, the alleged victim told jurors Ingram displayed what she described as weird and creepy behavior that raised several red flags. Also taking the stand was Elizabeth Teakin, a sexual assault nurse examiner at Deaconess Midtown Hospital in Evansville. Teakin testified her examination revealed vaginal injuries to the alleged victim. However, under cross-examination, she acknowledged those injuries could also have occurred during consensual sexual intercourse. The final witnesses Wednesday were two young women who were at Ingram's workshop the night of the alleged assault. Both recounted the events of the evening, but during cross-examination were questioned by White about differences between their testimony and statements they previously gave investigators, particularly regarding dates and timelines. The first day of testimony concluded at approximately 4:40 on Wednesday afternoon. The trial is scheduled to resume Thursday morning, this morning, in Wabash County Circuit Court. On Wednesday, White County Court saw 3 people enter into plea deals. A 19-year-old Enfield man has been facing 3 charges since March of 2025. On Wednesday, Timothy Prater agreed to a plea deal and pled guilty to only 1 count of predatory criminal sexual assault of a victim under 13. The Honorable Judge T. Scott Webb advised Prater of the possible penalties he would face, including a prison sentence of up to 14 years with no eligibility for parole. Prater was released from the White County Jail, but with constant GPS monitoring. He was advised to have no contact with the victim or family, finish a sex offender evaluation, and stay 500 feet or farther from the victim's address. Per the plea deal, the other 2 charges were dismissed. Those were another count of predatory criminal sexual assault and aggravated criminal sexual abuse, all with the victim less than 13. A sentencing hearing has been scheduled for October 26th and 27th, both at 1 p.m. Back in January of 2026, 38-year-old James Earl was arrested on a charge of domestic battery. Earl pled guilty to the charge and will spend 2 years on conditional discharge, pay a fine, complete anger management, and have no contact with the victim. Another individual facing a domestic battery charge was 42-year-old Danielle Horton. Horton agreed to a plea deal that will have her spend 2 years on conditional discharge, pay a fine, and have a 6-month stayed jail sentence. In area arrest reports, Sean D. Carl, 41 of Fairfield, was arrested Tuesday evening on an outstanding Edwards County warrant for methamphetamine trafficking. Carl was initially transported to the Wayne County Jail before being transferred to Edwards County for an appearance in Edwards County Circuit Court. Around 7:40 p.m. on Tuesday, 2 White County Sheriff's Office deputies were responding to a caller who stated there was a white minivan pulled over and that a man was outside of the vehicle asking for help, saying a woman was in the car hitting him. Per the police report, once officers arrived at the location, they noticed and identified the male outside the vehicle as Springerton resident Adrian Bridges, and police noted they could smell a strong odor of alcohol coming from him. Deputies conducted a field sobriety test during which Bridges blew a .163 sample and was placed under arrest. Bridges filed no complaint against the unidentified woman in the vehicle. The vehicle was towed from the scene and Bridges was transported to the White County Jail. Bridges was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol and DUI blood alcohol content over .08. He was later released and given a court date for his first appearance on August 11th at 9 a.m. That does it for news. Stick around. I've got your weather forecast coming up next, and then I will be back to talk sports. Stay with us.
Summer is here at Steve Faulkner Automotive. Lease a Jeep Wrangler for only $336 a month or a new Ram 1500 with 0% financing and over $12,000 off. See them all at SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com. Summer is here at Steve Faulkner Automotive. Lease a new Jeep Compass for $365 a month or get a 2026 Dodge Durango with 0% financing. Come see us today and visit SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com.
Are you living with chronic conditions or finding it hard to manage your health at home? If you're 18 or older, have a primary care provider through Wabash General Hospital, and live in Wabash, Edwards, White, or Lawrence County, our community paramedics can help. Get support in the comfort of your home, including follow-up care, home safety and medication education, vital sign checks, disease management support, and resource connections. Our certified paramedics will work with your doctor to provide non-emergent care to keep you healthy at home. Ask your WGH primary care provider for a referral to community paramedicine.
Baseball season is all about preparation, teamwork, and making the right call at the right time. It's the same for your business. At the First National Bank, we give you the advantage with business loans tailored to your needs. These include lines of credit, equipment loans, commercial real estate financing, and oil production loans. Visit any of our locations to learn more. Because when your business wins, our whole community wins.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Let's talk your forecast. First, putting your radar in motion, we did see some pretty spotty showers yesterday in the southern portion of our region that only lasted for about 30 minutes to an hour. But we'll move forward into our weather planner for today. We do see, again, a chance of storms as we will throughout the entire work week. 73, the Low for tonight, 7 p.m. supposed to be 85 degrees, dropping down to 77 and getting into 73 degrees in the morning hours on Friday. Putting your forecast map in motion again. Isolated storms, the main threat, but there is a chance for some severe weather moving through our region. The most substantial of that threat moving through, as you can see in the early hours in the morning on Friday. But there is again a chance for some severe weather in the evening tonight. And then, as you can see, showers building up on Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon. So can't rule out a severe threat. Damaging winds is what I've heard is the main threat for this system. Lows tonight into Friday morning, mostly in the low 70s, and your highs on Friday dipping down into the mid to high 80s, 87 there in Albion and Mount Carmel. Lows Saturday morning, mostly in the low 70s, even the high 60s up in Flora, 69 the low there. Highs on Saturday in the mid 80s, 85 in Fairfield, Albion, and Mount Carmel. Your Thursday forecast, 90 degrees the high for today, a chance of storms, and again, wind gusts up to 12 miles per hour. Can't rule out that severe threat later this evening. Thursday night, your forecast, again, that is when the main threat of severe weather, damaging wind threat is going to occur, gusts up to 11 miles per hour. Your Friday forecast, 87 the high, scattered storms, and again, wind gusts just over 10 miles an hour. Your 7-day forecast, 90 degrees the high for today. And as you can see, the isolated storm and rain threat looking to go all the way into the weekend at the beginning of next work week on Monday. Your highs mostly in the mid to high 80s up until Wednesday of next week, and lows mostly in the high 60s and low 70s going into Tuesday night of next week. That's your forecast. Sports is next.
You need to be mindful that when you're out, maybe doing a little tree pruning or shaping, or kids climbing in the tree, building tree houses, whatever, look up, make sure there's no power lines in or near the area. And even after the storm or after a wind event or something like that, where a limb may be falling down or hanging in the tree, make sure to look and there's no utility lines near that. And if there is, call us. We'll come take care of it. We'll get that down. We'll get things cleared up.
Hi, I'm Tony. I graduated Wabash Valley College at Mount Carmel, and it was the best decision ever. It gave me the opportunity to go on the air almost immediately. Within about a week of starting the broadcasting program at Wabash Valley College, I was a DJ on 89.1 WVJC, and that on-air experience was invaluable to my future career and hiring potential.
Welcome back. Let's talk MLB scores from yesterday. The Cardinals took down the Brewers 5-1. The Chicago Cubs, meanwhile, beat the Orioles 9-7. The Pittsburgh Pirates fell to the Braves 3-0, and the Cincinnati Reds beat the Phillies 11-5. That does it for sports and our newscast tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. From myself, Eli Grimes, as well as everyone here at News Channel 15, have yourself a great night.
As a faculty member, Wabash Valley College was the best decision ever. I've always been excited to return back to Wabash Valley as an employee to inspire students the way I was inspired when I went to school here. And what I love is the sense of community that I have with my coworkers and being able to provide that to our students.
I chose Wabash Valley College because I didn't really know what I wanted to do right after high school, and today I can say it was the best decision that I could have made. When I was here, I had the chance to join different clubs and to take a couple different classes, and I really expanded on my interests. In my classes, I learned what I liked and I learned what I didn't like. So I did get to meet new friends. I joined a bunch of clubs, practiced some leadership skills, and kind of gradually grew into adulthood here, and so I'm very grateful for that. My name is Jonathan Leach. I graduated in 2013 from Wabash Valley College, and that's why this was the best decision.